Welcome to Monday's Maths Acorns. Right, what we're going to do today is look at using the written method for addition. You should have already done your starter, which involved rounding numbers to the nearest 10 and 100. And hopefully you remembered the key rules that if it's 5 or above, you round up, and if it's 4 or below, you round down, okay? So we're going to look at the written method for addition, which would be column addition. Okay, we're going to look at a couple of word problems and a couple of missing number problems, okay? So let's have a look at the following question. David drives 234 kilometres. He still has another 582 kilometres of his journey left. How far is David's journey? So let's look at the key information that this question is asking, okay? We've got 234 kilometres and we've got 582 kilometres, okay? That's the two pieces of main information we've been given, and it wants us to know how far. So in total, how far is it? So that is actually asking us to add the two numbers we've been given, the two measurements together, okay? So what we should do is put it into a method like this, okay? So 234 add 582. So if you remember, we always start with our units column, okay? And then we work our way up. So 4 add 2 is 6. Okay, then we've got 3 tens add 8 tens. Always remember the value of these columns. I know it's showing a 3 and an 8, but that represents 3 tens and 8 tens. So 30 add 80, okay? So that would give us 110, okay? So it would give us 11 tens. And because our answer is not a one digit, we carry the 1 over and we put 1 under our tens column, okay? Because that's under our hundreds, because we've got 110, okay? We've now got 200 add 500, which would give us 700. But we must remember to add the 1 over that we've carried. So add another 100 would give us 816. So in total, David drives 816 kilometres, okay? Right. Our next question here, we've been given a missing number problem. Okay, so something minus 356 equals 585. So what we do for missing number problems, when the missing number is first in subtraction, is we use the inverse method, okay? So the inverse, if you remember, to subtraction is addition. So to work out this missing number, we need to add these two numbers together, okay? So if we do it again and put it into column addition, okay, we have got 356 add 585. Starting on your units column again, so 6 add 5 would give us 11. So what we have to do, because it's given us 11, it's given us 110. We put the 10 under the tens column and the 1 unit in the units column. We've then got 5 tens add 8 tens. That would give us 13 tens, so 130. But we must add the 110 here, which would give us 140, okay? So we put the 100 carried over in the 100 column and the 4 tens in our tens column, okay? We then have 300 add 500, which would give us 800, add the 100 we've carried over, which would give us 900. So our answer there for our missing number is 941. So if you go back to here, 941 minus 356 is 585. Right, let's have a look at some more missing numbers. So in this question, we've actually been given the answer, okay? But we've got missing numbers. So what you could do, and this is what a mistake that most people might do, is they might look and think, oh, well, I know that's a 1, because 1 add 2 is 3. But what we must do is start in our units column to check first, because we might find that some numbers have been carried over, and if we don't do that, we'll end up with the wrong numbers, okay? Because if we look here, we might say 3 add 4 is 7, but let's just check. Let's go back to our units. 4 add 8 isn't 2, it's 12, so that's telling me that I had a 1 carried over, okay? So that means that 3 add 4, add the 1 would give us 8. So that isn't 4. So that's why we need to check. Because we need to find out what this number is before we've added the 1 to it. So it would be 6. So something added to 3 has to equal 6 to then add this 1 that gives us a 7. So 3 add 3 would give us the 6. Add the 1 would give us the 7. And then if we look here, it would be 100 add 200 would give us the 300. And there we have worked out our missing numbers, okay? Right, so we've looked at 3-digit numbers here. We've looked at some word problems. We've looked at some missing numbers to do the inverse. And then we've also looked at missing digits in the equation, okay? We're going to move on to 4-digit numbers now, okay? So we do it exactly the same, starting in the units column. Okay, so let's imagine this time David has driven 2,734 kilometres, but he still has to travel a further 5,182 kilometres. So let's find out how long his journey is going to be this time. Okay, so it's a much longer journey. So let's start in our units column, making sure your digits are in the correct column so that we do our addition correctly, okay? So 4 units add 2 units would give us 6 units. 3 tens add 8 tens. So 30 add 80 would give us 110. So that is 11 tens. So we've got 100 carried over in our 100 column and 110 in our tens column. 700 add 100 would give us 800. Add the 100 we've carried over, and we have got 900. We've then got 2,000 add 5,000, which would give us 7,000. So that's telling us that David's journey is now 7,916 kilometres. So he's going to be very busy, okay? Got one more example to look at, okay? So this time, Jessica walks 3,176 miles. And her friend, James, walks 2,451 miles. So they have been extremely busy, okay? What we want to know is how many miles they've walked all together, okay? So all together, there's the total answer. So we need to add both of their distances together, okay? So 6 add 1 would give us 7. 70 add 50 would give us 120. So we need to carry the 100 over under our 100 column and put the 20 in our tens column. 100 add 400, add the 100 we've carried over would give us 600. 3,000 add 2,000 would give us 5,000. So they walked a total of 5,627 miles. Okay, so what I want you to do today is let's just have a look at what we've done. I want you to use the written method for addition. You might have word problems, you might have missing numbers where you have to do the inverse, or missing digits where you have to check the method that's been done. Okay, and I want you to think carefully about what I've shown you and what I've modelled and use that within your independent work. Okay, best of luck, and I will see you soon.